CGTN Africa have been sharing the latest information on the COVID-19 outbreak with African media houses. Local journalists say the corporation is helping to curb misinformation that can cause unnecessary fear and panic. Kenya Switch TV anchor Nicholas Mudimba says misinformation on COVID-19 can lead to discrimination and stigmatization. According to him, it undermines people's willingness to follow legitimate public health advice.
How would you describe the cooperation between CGTN and the local media in terms of providing factual information on the outbreak by engaging local media houses such as yours?
The beauty about it is that now the cooperation or the partnership with the local media means now the Kenyans will be getting factual news. And you see, once we depend so much on international news, that means we're getting conflicting figures, conflicting reports. Now the partnership itself will help now the locals in the country understand the real issues on the ground, because now as CGTN, you have the first-hand information coming from China. So that for me, that means it will be easier for the locals to understand that indeed CGTN says it now through other media houses. That means now we're getting the right information.
CGTN is also facilitating interviews with our correspondents back in Wuhan in China at the epicenter with local media. Do you think that as well goes a long way in creating confidence in how China is trying to control this, and in terms of also doing away with misinformation?
Yeah, sure. I've watched a good story on CGTN about a reporter who went and visited a patient in hospital. That's big. And you see, by having that confidence as a reporter, as a team, to go directly to this affected person, it shows something. It shows that indeed the recovery methods or the recovery kind of ways are really successful. So for me, as CGTN, I can say doing a good job in terms of now publicizing all the situation, from the affected ones to the recovery methods, how they actually taken through recovery. People have died of this. You don't get to see the good stories about the recovery. So for me, CGTN is doing a good job in terms of just making sure that people understand that this thing is being fought in all ways.
As a journalist, just give us your thoughts on how China has approached this fight against coronavirus.
You mentioned something interesting, because through our phones, through the news we see, one thing I have to commend the Chinese people is that the discipline. Trust me, you know, by the time you tell someone to self-quarantine him or herself for 14 days, already that's big. And this is someone who follows it. I'm very sure you've seen someone delivering the masks in a police station. That was very big. You see, there's humanity also in it.
I saw that video, yes.
Absolutely, very nice. Now, when you talk about a hospital, 10,000 bed hospital coming up in a record time of 10 days, that's something great, because now they want to get rid of this thing once and for all. Something else is that, you know, the spread of coronavirus, unfortunately, yes, it's something that some even doctors have suffered from it. But look at the humanity. This doctor was trying to save a life. That's why at the end of the day, they contracted the virus. I know sometimes maybe some survive, some won't, but still look at the humanity angle here. They came, touched the patient, were in contact with the patient, fighting this thing, and then they succumbed to it. So for me, I feel like from 10,000 hospital beds in a record time, the government injecting trillions of yuans in the economy to fight this. And also one tactic I really loved about this, about using drones and loudspeakers to tell guys, this is what you need to do, this is what you don't need to do. That was actually a very, very big measure. So for me, where I'm seated, I feel like the government has done so much, enough, and also just coordinating even with the World Health Organization. That has been a very big thing, because now being compliant means you can be helped also in this. So for me, Chinese government is doing so much.